Welcome, adventurers and scholars, to a journey through shadow and myth. From the shadowy corners of ancient lore to the forefront of digital escapades, goblins have fascinated and terrified. But how did these mythical creatures evolve from their dark folklore origins to become icons in modern media and gaming? Join us as we delve into the world of goblins. Ladies and gentlemen, goblins are not confined to the digital world or the oral tradition alone. They have made their presence felt in the hallowed halls of literary tradition, weaving their way through the tapestry of fantasy and folklore with cunning and mischief. From the whimsical tales of Victorian fairy stories to the epic sagas of modern fantasy, goblins have captivated readers with their enigmatic presence and elusive nature. One of the earliest literary works to prominently feature goblins is George MacDonald's The Princess and the Goblin, published in 1872. In this beloved children's fantasy novel, goblins are depicted as sinister creatures who dwell deep beneath the mountains, plotting to overthrow the kingdom above. Through the adventures of the young heroine, Irene, and her friend Curdie, MacDonald explores themes of bravery, friendship, and the power of love to overcome darkness. Each page turned, each chapter read, reveals more about these creatures, adding layers to their mythology and deepening our understanding of their role in our collective storytelling journey. So, let's turn the page and continue our exploration into the fascinating world of goblins. Before we embark on this adventure, allow me to welcome you to Tabletop Mythology, where the legends of old and fantasies of new converge. Here we explore the creatures that roam the vast landscapes of our imaginations. From ancient dragons that guard treasures in mountainous lairs, to the elusive fairies that dwell in enchanted forests, to the mischievous goblins we're about to delve into. If you're fascinated by the mythic, the magical and the mysterious, you've found your fellowship. Welcome. Now let's continue our journey into the world of goblins. As we venture deeper into the realm of goblins, let us take a detour through the mist-shrouded valleys and ancient forests of Europe. Here, in a world where whispers of magic lingered in the air, the goblin found its beginnings. Born from the depths of folklore and the vivid imaginations of storytellers, goblins emerged as elusive and enigmatic beings, their origins intertwined with the very fabric of myth and legend. Across the British Isles and surrounding regions, tales of goblins permeated the oral traditions of Celtic, Anglo-Saxon and Norse cultures. These creatures were often depicted as diminutive, grotesque figures with gnarled features and sharp, pointed ears. They dwelled in dark, hidden places, caves, abandoned mines and shadowy groves, where they schemed and plotted, unseen by mortal eyes. Their stories, passed down through generations, painted them as mischievous, at times malevolent, but always fascinating. As we weave through the web of these ancient tales, we'll begin to understand how these creatures have evolved over time, shaping the goblins we encounter in today's fantasy worlds. So, buckle up, fellow adventurers, as we journey back to a time where goblins lurked in the shadows, and magic was as real as the air we breathe. As we delve further into the heart of goblin lore, we find ourselves amidst a fascinating evolution. Goblins, once spectral entities and household pests, have morphed into distinct creatures with their own mythology. In some traditions, they are believed to be the offspring of fairies or demons. In others, they're seen as a unique species, cohabiting the world with humans but always existing just beyond the edge of our sight. Through the ancient tales, goblins have donned many hats. They've been depicted as malevolent tricksters, delighting in causing chaos and mayhem. But they've also been portrayed as guardians of hidden treasures, jealously guarding their hoards. These creatures often served as cautionary figures, warning against the dangers of venturing too far into the unknown or meddling with forces beyond human comprehension. As centuries rolled on, the tales of goblins spread far and wide, carried by the winds of travelers, traders, and storytellers. With each retelling, the goblin grew in stature, becoming a cornerstone of European folklore and a staple of fantasy literature and gaming. Today, the legacy of the goblin lives on, a testament to the enduring power of myth and the limitless bounds of human imagination. As we journey through the world of goblins, we see a reflection of our own fears, ambitions and mysteries, painted in the vibrant strokes of folklore. So let's continue to explore as we unravel the many layers of goblin lore and their place in the realm of fantasy. In the realm of modern fantasy literature, no one has left a greater impact on the image of goblins than J.R.R. Tolkien. His seminal work, The Hobbit, published in 1937, introduced a new breed of goblins to the world. These were not the mischievous tricksters or treasure guardians of old. Instead, they were a terrifying and cunning foe, inhabiting the dark corners of the misty mountains under the rule of the formidable Great Goblin. Tolkien's goblins were grotesque and violent, a stark contrast to the peaceful Hobbit society. They were a constant threat to Bilbo Baggins and his company of dwarves, challenging their courage and testing their mettle at every turn. Yet they were also incredibly complex characters. They showcased cunning tactics and had a structured society, complete with a hierarchy and a distinct culture. Tolkien's depiction of goblins was groundbreaking. It not only redefined the image of these mythical creatures, but also set a standard for the portrayal of goblins in modern fantasy literature and media. His goblins were more than just monsters. They embodied the dark and dangerous unknowns that lie beyond the comfort of the Shire. This innovative depiction has influenced countless authors and creators, shaping the way we perceive goblins to this day. As we continue our journey, let's delve deeper into the influence of Tolkien's goblins in the world of fantasy and explore how they have been adapted and reimagined in different forms of media in the following years. As we move beyond Tolkien's world, we find that goblins have continued to populate the pages of fantasy literature, featuring in the works of celebrated authors such as Terry Pratchett, Ursula K. Le Guin, and Neil Gaiman. The goblin has become a staple of the genre, a metaphorical embodiment of themes such as otherness, temptation, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. Through the medium of literature, goblins have transcended their origins in folklore to become fully realized characters with their own stories, motivations, and complexities. This evolution has been guided by the creative minds of authors who dared to reimagine the goblin, to push the boundaries of what these creatures could be and what they could represent. This evolution has not only enriched the genre of fantasy literature, but also inspired generations of readers. These goblins, in all their various forms and incarnations, serve as a testament to the power of imagination, a reminder that we can always venture into worlds beyond our wildest dreams. As we continue to explore the journey of goblins, let's take a look at how they've been portrayed in other forms of media, from films to video games, and how these interpretations have further shaped our perception of these fascinating mythical creatures. As we transition to the gaming realm, goblins have carved out a niche that spans the spectrum from digital worlds to physical tabletops, embodying both the whimsical and the wicked. Their presence in video games, board games, and tabletop RPGs offers players a multifaceted view of these creatures, ranging from cannon fodder to complex characters with their own stories and societies. In the realm of video games, titles like World of Warcraft and the Elder Scrolls series have embedded goblins into the fabric of their expansive worlds. In World of Warcraft, goblins are known for their cunning, entrepreneurial spirit and a penchant for engineering, serving as both playable characters and NPCs, non-player characters. Their representation adds a layer of complexity and humor to the game, showcasing their multifaceted nature. Meanwhile, the Elder Scrolls paints goblins as more traditional foes, lurking in dungeons and ruins, yet their presence is pivotal to the game's lore and ecology, adding depth and challenge to the adventurer's journey. The Witcher series, though not solely focused on goblins, presents a similar class of creatures known as neckers and goblins in some adaptations, which players must understand and outwit, making them a vital part of the game's strategic combat. Lastly, RuneScape offers yet another angle, with goblins involved in quests and lore, adding to the game's rich narrative tapestry. Their role in these gaming universes, whether as foes or allies, humorous or menacing, enriches the gaming experience and continues the evolution of the goblin from myth to digital icon. In the realm of tabletop games, Goblins continue to fascinate players with their multifaceted roles and characteristics. Dungeons & Dragons, the iconic RPG, has long featured goblins as both foes and unlikely allies. Their societal structures, habits and roles within the game world are meticulously crafted, offering players and dungeon masters a myriad of ways to interact with these creatures. Goblins in D&D uphold the classic fantasy trope, while the game's mechanics and storytelling possibilities invite players to delve deeper, engaging with goblins in complex moral and ethical scenarios. Board games too have embraced the goblin narrative. Gloomhaven, a renowned tactical combat and dungeon-crawling board game, positions goblins as agile and cunning adversaries, prompting players to constantly adapt their strategies. On another note, Small World incorporates goblins as one of the playable factions, highlighting their swarming tactics and capturing their essence in a competitive, light-hearted setting. In these tabletop universes, goblins serve a dual role. They are the enemy to overcome, and a mirror reflecting our own societal and moral dilemmas. Whether they are mere pawns in epic quests or complex societies with their own cultures and challenges, goblins in tabletop games provoke players to think critically about conflict, otherness, and survival in fantastical worlds. Their presence on the tabletop is a testament to their enduring appeal and their evolution from mythical creatures to digital and physical game icons. In the vibrant realms of anime and manga, goblins have taken on significant roles, often playing pivotal parts in narratives that are designed to both captivate and horrify audiences. In Japan, goblins are reimagined through a distinctive cultural lens, merging elements of traditional folklore with modern narrative twists. Consider Goblin Slayer, a dark fantasy series that places goblins as primary antagonists. These creatures are depicted as brutal and ruthless, a stark contrast to their often comic portrayals in Western media. On the other hand, in Reincarnated as a Slime, goblins are shown as simple, friendly creatures who form alliances with the protagonist, showcasing their versatility as characters. Attack on Titan, though not featuring goblins per se, borrows from the goblin archetype to create horrifying humanoid creatures that pose existential threats to humanity. These varying portrayals in anime and manga demonstrate the wide-ranging interpretations of goblins, reflecting societal fears, moral complexities, and the enduring fascination with the other. In these narratives, goblins are not just monsters to be vanquished, but symbols of deeper, more profound themes: survival, the human condition, and the blurred lines between good and evil. It is through these platforms that goblins continue to evolve, captivating audiences with their depth and multifaceted characterizations. In the world of film and television, goblins have been brought to life through a combination of practical effects, animation, and cutting-edge CGI. Their appearances range from the terrifyingly realistic, as in the Harry Potter series, to the whimsically animated, as in Troll Hunter's Tales of Arcadia. In Harry Potter, goblins are portrayed as intelligent, sly, and experts in magical craftsmanship, a far cry from the brutish, monstrous depictions in Goblin Slayer. They are given a complex societal structure and a culture, adding depth to their characterization. Troll Hunters, on the other hand, presents goblins as mischievous tricksters in line with their folklore origins, while still maintaining their potential for danger. The Labyrinth, a cult classic, features a goblin king played by David Bowie who exhibits a charismatic, almost human-like demeanor, introducing the idea of goblins with more nuanced, human-like qualities. These depictions continue to add to the rich tapestry of goblin lore, showcasing their adaptability as characters and the creative possibilities they offer. Whether they are feared or revered, goblins in film and television continue to captivate audiences, reflecting our society's diverse interpretations of these enduring mythical creatures. Our journey through the realm of goblins would be incomplete without a detour into the world of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. This popular anime series presents a fresh perspective on goblins, typically seen as lowly beings. Instead of portraying them as the usual villains, the series gives them depth, culture, and a chance at evolution. When the protagonist, Satoru Mikami, reincarnates as a slime in a fantasy world, he encounters a tribe of goblins. These creatures, often seen as menial, are given a chance to grow and evolve under Satoru's guidance, offering a refreshing take on their usually villainous roles. The series explores themes of leadership, community, and the breaking down of preconceived notions. It invites viewers to see goblins not just as mindless minions or tricksters, but as beings capable of growth, change, and societal development. This perspective challenges the traditional portrayal of goblins, inviting viewers to question their preconceived notions about these creatures, and by extension, the way we categorize and judge others based on appearances or stereotypes. Our exploration of goblins' representation in media wouldn't be complete without a visit to the dark fantasy world of Overlord. This standout anime series introduces goblins as summoned beings, not mere pests, but as valiant protectors and strategic warriors. They serve the Khan village, creating an environment of safety and growth. Goblins here are portrayed as loyal and courageous, displaying an unexpected sense of honor and strategic acumen in battle. This portrayal shatters the traditional image of goblins being mere fodder for heroes' quests. Instead, they are shown as essential contributors to the village's development, introducing an exciting twist to their character and challenging the viewer's preconceived notions about them. This offers yet another perspective on goblins, emphasizing the diversity within their societies and highlighting their potential for honor and valor. It's a stark contrast to their traditional depictions, further broadening our understanding of these fascinating creatures. Now let's take a turn towards the more somber and realistic portrayal of goblins in Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. In this unique anime series, humans find themselves in a fantasy world with no memory of their past and are forced to fight for their survival. Goblins are portrayed not just as monsters, but as beings struggling for their own existence, blurring the lines between heroes and villains. The characters, and by extension the audience, are confronted with the moral implications of killing for survival. The goblins in Grimgar are not mere adversaries, but living beings with their own motivations and will to live. This presents a stark contrast to their usual depictions and forces us to question the value we place on life, both human and non-human alike. This thought-provoking narrative on life, death, and survival offers yet another perspective on the diverse and complex nature of goblins. It's a sobering reminder that even in the fantastical world of goblins, the struggle for survival is as real and gritty as it gets. In the vast universe of anime and manga, goblins have become a versatile canvas reflecting broader themes of societal conflict, morality, and the nuanced nature of existence. From the menacing hordes in Goblin Slayer to the complex beings in Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash, goblins are no longer confined to the role of simple monsters. They are now characters with depth and complexity, capable of good, evil, and everything in between. These series collectively enrich the tapestry of goblin lore, challenging viewers to reconsider their preconceived notions of these creatures. They remind us that even in the fantastical realms of fiction, goblins can serve as mirrors to our own world, reflecting our fears, our struggles, and our capacity for both cruelty and kindness. This multifaceted portrayal of goblins in anime and manga has not only expanded the narrative possibilities within the genre, but also deepened our understanding of these fascinating creatures. Through these stories, the humble goblin has been transformed from a mere monster into a symbol of the complex and often contradictory nature of life itself. As we transition from the mainstream media of anime and manga, let's delve into the realm of webcomics and internet culture. Here, goblins are not just creatures lurking in the shadows, they take center stage, often becoming protagonists of their own stories. Webcomics like Goblins, Life Through Their Eyes humanize these creatures, giving them depth and complexity that challenge conventional depictions. They are not merely monsters to be slain, but individuals with their own lives, hopes, dreams, and struggles. In the vast digital landscape of the internet, goblins have become a part of memes, fan arts, and online discussions, further extending their influence. They serve as avatars in digital role-playing games, as mascots for online communities, and as symbols in internet folklore. They've even infiltrated the world of social media, with accounts dedicated to goblin aesthetics and lore. These digital platforms have provided creators with the freedom to reinterpret goblins in diverse and innovative ways. They've turned the traditional narrative on its head, allowing goblins to step out from the dark corners of dungeons and into the spotlight. This evolution of goblins in webcomics and internet culture continues to challenge and expand our understanding of these creatures. It shows how versatile and adaptable the goblin archetype truly is, a testament to their enduring appeal in the realm of fantasy and beyond. In this journey through the evolution of goblins, we've seen these creatures shift from being feared and misunderstood to playing pivotal roles in our narratives. They've found depth and complexity in literature, transforming from marginal characters to central figures in tales that captivate and inspire. Video games have expanded their reach, immersing us in worlds both vast and intricately detailed, where we can engage with goblins in ways never before possible. In the vibrant landscapes of anime and manga, goblins have been reimagined, defying their traditional roles and inviting viewers to delve into narratives rich with moral complexity and emotional depth. They've become symbols of our own world's complexities, embodying our fears, our prejudices, and our capacity for both cruelty and kindness. With the advent of the digital era, the portrayal of goblins in webcomics and internet culture has further evolved, challenging and expanding our understanding of these creatures. They've stepped out from the dark corners of dungeons and into the spotlight, becoming protagonists of their own stories. They've transitioned from being monstrous adversaries to individuals with their own lives, hopes, dreams, and struggles. Goblins challenge us to look beyond the surface, to question our assumptions, and to consider the stories we tell about the other, the outsider, the unknown. They serve as mirrors, reflecting back at us our own complexities, our own contradictions. They remind us that every creature, every individual, has a story to tell, a perspective to share. And in that, they teach us the importance of empathy, understanding, and open-mindedness. As we journey forward, we look forward to seeing how the story of the goblin continues to evolve, challenging our perceptions and enriching our narratives. In the realm of fantasy and beyond, the enduring appeal of the goblin is a testament to its versatility and adaptability, a tribute to the power of imagination and creativity. As we draw this exploration of goblins to a close, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this journey through myth, magic, and morality. The goblin, once a creature of fear and misunderstanding, has proven itself to be a symbol of our own complexities, a mirror to our own humanity. We hope you found this journey as fascinating and enlightening as we have. From the shadows of folklore to the bright lights of digital media, goblins have shown us that every creature, every character has a story to tell. They challenge us to question our assumptions, to look beyond the surface, and to celebrate the diversity and depth of our narratives. If you've enjoyed this exploration, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications for Tabletop Mythology. We delve into the legends of old and the fantasies of the new, exploring the creatures that roam the vast landscapes of our imaginations. As we look to the future, we're excited to continue uncovering more tales from the rich tapestry of mythology. Who knows what creatures we'll meet next? We invite you to join us on this ongoing adventure, to celebrate the power of storytelling and the magic of the imagination. Until next time, may your adventures be many, your battles epic, and your stories filled with the unexpected. This is Tabletop Mythology signing off.